CCA Open number 3 Grand Finals now underway. Akron Zip trying to get that revenge back for getting 3-0'd by the Saints earlier. They had to go through losers bracket, fight through Michigan Tech, who ended up upsetting GVSU. A couple of upsets in the back half of that bracket, but the Zips were able to reset St. Clair 2 weeks ago. Will they have the same juice in the tank, or the Saints repeat their performance from just about an hour ago?
Yep, that is the question. The fact that Akron made it this far, of course, still fantastic on their own right, but looking to shut that down right here, right now. Spood's putting it towards the net, not going to be able to make anything more out of it for the time being. But, of course, in the last series we saw between these two teams, still very, very close series, and nonetheless, even though it was a 3-0 for the most part. Granted, Game 3 kind of ran away a little bit, but Games 1 and 2 were still extremely close here. Akron Zips looking to find themselves their second Open championship here, or tournament win, rather, of the season. Yeah, and just seeing how we talked about how Michigan Tech went on a heater run, upset GVSU. We've seen a couple upsets. Obviously, any given Sunday does seem to be the mantra for these CCA weekends. Any team can win at any time. Luckily, as we said, the Saints, they will have the benefit of needing to lose 2 series in a row to drop it. But as we said, Akron, they have done that before, and they're going to be looking to do it once again. Definitely one of the stronger teams. There it is, baby. Quint. Beautiful self-alley off the backboard. Gonna knock that one into the corner. A picture-perfect start. Look at Quinn. We hadn't seen a goal like this for quite some time. They've been playing super sound and clean. Always nice to see a little bit of flash from the German. And that's what's really weird. In the past series, pretty much every goal that did end up happening was due to goaltender interference. Yeah. Very rarely was there ever just a straight-on shot beating the goaltender, but Quint just does it just like that, setting the message immediately that they're not afraid to take these shots. We don't care that you're as strong as a team. We have the confidence already. We took it down the one time. So all the pressure kind of in Akron's seat this time. Yeah, and we saw a couple times they did score with a few seconds left in a couple of those games. Oh, that's a fantastic pinch. Quint getting his offensive juices flowing nice and early. Always a lovely sight to see. Spoods trying to find that double touch. Just not going to have enough boost to cut that angle. To be played up there by Falliard. Quint going to be the second man there. Is going to find that second touch as well. Trying to create some commotion in front of that net. Christian is going to win that 50 out. Falliard now trying to get that passing play going. Jonathan back to Falliard. Not going to be able to get the touch he wanted there, but the Saints still on this back half there. Bullseye trying to find something. Trying to find that double touch. Not going to go through. A couple attempts there from Akron. They are definitely pressing and trying to get that one back. The Saints defense holding serve so far, but obviously in dangerous territory. Jonathan going to lull the Saints to sleep on that one, and now we have a 1-1 ball game. All right, that was perfect there for the side of Akron. Bullseye, he didn't actually get the full contact on it, just let it drop. It forced one of the Saints to commit to defense, or commit to go for it in case that was a shot, and they just go flying by and just let Jonathan just have the entire right side, just put it in. Yeah, and exactly the series we thought we were going to see. 2 heavyweights of CCA swinging back and forth. First round has already delivered so far. 2 goals in the first half of the game. We've seen a couple of these games have been a little bit slower today. The goals coming in more of that second half after the teams had that feeling out process. These teams already had 3 games to play each other. There was no more feeling out to be had. Akron, though, still threatening early and often. Trying to find that second one unanswered. Quinton Spoods both up this right wall, trying to link up there. Wow. Oh, but Spoods is going to do it all by himself. Up that right wall and up into Akron's net. Quint, maybe a little bit of bump there on Falliard. Make sure he stays off at Spoods. Excellent job to bury that one in that top left corner. The Saints get it right back. As a tried and true 2 versus 1 in that regard, and it was just beautifully done from Spoods to be able to put it back in there. Quint was right there, ready for the pass, and you can tell the goaltender was kind of expecting the pass, because normally 2-on-1 scenarios, you don't take the shot if you're the first person, but Spoods proving them wrong, putting it into the back of the net, take the lead back into this game with just over 2 minutes to go. And I think, was JK on this roster, or was it on one of the other teams that we played, GMU? JK was GMU. Okay, I wasn't sure if there was a roster swap. That was a switch from Raziek. Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if there was another roster swap for this one. I think this is going to be the same team. I had to make sure, as we've seen CCA, we've seen even our team as well. Spoods comes in. A lot of these teams are going to make roster adjustments depending on what it calls for. Quint trying to get back on that board early on. Going to be Jonathan trying to set something up over that middle area. 3 Akron members all on that right side, though. Not really good spacing there. Not going to be able to work that one out. Spoods waiting to get that pinch. Going to set that one up for Christian. Christian going to win out on that challenge. Send this one toward that Akron net. Trying to get that pass going. A clutch demo to shut down that attempt. Okay, we've seen demos for the goalies, but we're actually starting to see it a little bit defensively as well to take out the shooter. So beautifully done there from the Zips to keep this game within 1. Still pressuring in the St. Clair Saints zone. Bullseye in the corner, does have a Saints defender right on his rear. Gonna have to try and pass this one off, and sure enough, Falliard was looking for that pass, but a good interference there on the side of the Saints is going to stop that initial shot, but by being still stuck here in the Saints zone, never say never. One bad bounce, and this could be a tie game.
Yeah, Saints going to try to get possession
like
here,
that.
And as we speak it, 52 seconds to play. The Zips are going to find the equalizer. The Saints, a little bit out of sorts there that last 20 seconds. Couldn't really get the bounce they wanted. That was a great play by Akron to knock that one back toward the net, though, and Falliard not going to make a mistake with that one. About as easy as you can ask for. Now we have a deadlocked ball game with under a minute to play, exactly what we expected to see.
Saints tried so many times to get that ball cleared, but just could not quite get the job done to the point where they just ran out of people in the crease. Nobody, like, they're still making the rotation and could not quite get there. I mean, now, right on the reversal, Saints trying to get this one back into their hands. Ball in their control for the time being. Granted, the defense is there. Jonathan kind of missed, however. That was nearly a dangerous opportunity. Quint does get the demo, taking one of the players off the board to make that shot happen, but it does not go in. Falliard does not have boost, can't really follow up on this for at least a moment. So 20 seconds to go and counting. We could be seeing an overtime.
Yeah, looks more than likely at this point. Quint trying to get something going, though. Bullseye trying to just kill some clock at this point, not give the Saints any more scoring opportunities, but they're going to try to take one here. Quint taking to the skies, not going to quite meet the mark, though. Shot is going to follow. Jonathan going to shut down Christian's attempt there. 1 second on the clock. Akron is definitely going to let that one touch. I would suspect so as well. The Saints, they were getting dangerously close to knocking on that victory. But what other way to start off grand finals than a game 1 overtime?
You can tell they kind of hesitate a little bit. But hang on a second. One person who's not hesitating is Spoods and getting the shot immediately after an individual effort. Bullseye with the save, and we send him out. But Christian is going to stop this thing before it does cross the halfway point. Let's get interfered with ever so slightly, though. Spoods now going to knock it around the wall. An awkward pass. That clear didn't happen. Quint goes through, but the shot is going to be stopped right away. Christian going to keep this in the Akron zip zone, but Akron's having a hard time breaking out really badly.
Yeah, St. Clair has done an excellent job this overtime, already getting that pressure. Jonathan, though, has been the one to facilitate those plays down in that Saints end, setting everybody up. Spoods is going to win out that 50 there, trying to get something going over the middle. Shot attempt going to get denied, though. Akron being very diligent on that back end, realizing we are in that golden goal scenario, and every game means the world to both of these squads. It's going to be Spoods playing that one over the middle. Bullseye waiting in the wings there. Little double commit there from St. Clair, but they should be able to at least get back, get some boost and recover. Falliard trying to get a passing play going here. Not going to quite find the mark there. It's going to be Christian trying to take that one up. But so far, both of these teams fighting for possession. Quint trying to fight for the game-winning goal. Second shot going to come through just off the mark. Lots of great chances for both sides. What will be the team to break through first?
Okay, the Saints, they're starting to get some passing plays in here, but they nearly actually teed it up for Akron to take the shot from center. So definitely have to be a little bit more careful. Akron is starting to kind of read these a little bit more, maybe a little bit stronger in terms of interceptions and play breaking in that regard. However, right back into the swing of things, minute 30 into this overtime. We have Falliard on defense versus Spoods. That's going to be bounced right off. But the demo on the Christian means there's nobody there to pick this up now. This very well could be the opportunity. And never mind, it's going to be Quint. No boost. Can we get the block on this? Not Quint this time anyway. Spoods going to come right around though, and going to get blocked off right away, so very neutral start to this overtime.
Yes, Boo just going to steal out both those corner boosts, maybe try to get this ball cycled around, find a scoring chance. They're going to stop that ball in the middle area. It's going to be Spooge taken to the skies, trying to get that spike down in front of the net. He's going to find the first pinch, but 3 Akron members making sure that net is locked up and locked down. Spooge going to get the ball once again, going to give up chase. They're going to go back, get some boost. Make sure these rotations are on point. You do not want to lose this game on a failed rotation. If someone scores a great goal, you shake their hand and say go next, but you don't want to give up an easy one. And Akron, they're going to find it. Backboard and top corner, and Jonathan will open up game 1 for Akron. They're going to take a 1-0 lead in this grand final.
And what a shot there from Jonathan. The defense was there, but unfortunately, it was either Christian or it was Akron. It was one or the other, one way. That ball was going into the back of the net unless some sort of miracle play happened there for the Saints. But an immensely insane game number 1 here for both teams. If we have the opportunity to take a look, actually we're going to take a look at just off to the side here. 13 shots for the Saints in that game compared to the 8 from Akron. Pressure, although it felt like the Saints were kind of on the shots, back. As I say, it felt like, if anything, the Saints were kind of on the back foot for the most part, but they've just been able to get more threatening shots, to say the least. But the Zips were able to close out just that once more often.
That's how you can tell 2 teams with championship medal. Akron did not go away. They gave up that early lead. They battled back, scored those 2 goals to even up the game, It's going to be on the Saints now to make these adjustments. They're dropping their first game of the day, so honestly, they were probably bound to drop one eventually. It was in a 2.5-minute overtime, no less. But now we have game 2 underway. Akron trying to get this commanding lead, forcing that reset. The Saints, though, they're not trying to go away easily.
Well, Christian nearly had an opportunity just to take off, but could not quite find the shot initially. Was looking for the shot, not going to happen this time by. Boots, though, no boost. They're just going to continue doing what he always does, just constantly playing the player alongside the ball as well. Quint up the backboard. We do see Jonathan up there, just not letting any of these easy passes come through.
Yeah, Saints going to send that ball back for their end. Christian going to find that second touch. Oh, we'll go off the top of that backboard. Going to be cleared out there by Akron. Jonathan going to lose that contest to Spoots over that middle area. He's still trying to contest here. Vallier's going to be the one to break this one out. Try to find a member of Akron waiting in those wings. Going to get it past Quint, but Christian is going to be there. Trying to set up Quint maybe for a pass off the ceiling. Not sure if any Saints will be able to get there. They will not. Going to be an aggressive play up from Spoots, charging it above that half line to get that play, but the Saints will get back on defense. Now Bullseye trying to find something is going to lose out that challenge, and Akron now going to be back in their own end. Christian going to steal that corner boost away. Maybe St. Clair tries to get a couple chances out of this one. Ball going to be in front of the crease. Christian trying to find the angle here. Two Saints not able to link up for anything, though, and Akron now going to try to go back the other way. Great little flick, but going to be denied there.
You can tell the Saints were trying, but they're not going to be able to do so. This time by Falliard is going to find the goal here after the fantastic pass from Bullseye. Let's take a look. Tries to take the shot for himself, actually, but it gets redirected. The extra demo on top gets rid of the initial goaltender, forces another Saint to try and come in, and they just could not quite get there just in time.
Yeah, couldn't get that angle. Now Akron going to be feeling damn good about this game 2 lead, taking that early 1-goal lead. There's still a lot of time to play with for both of these squads, but you don't want to be playing from behind the entire series. It will spell doom eventually. Akron, though, doing a great job so far, locking down a litany of Saints shots and picking their spots. Absolutely gorgeous, finding that goal. Now the Saints playing off this back foot. Akron going to go back on this aggressive foot. They're going to try to find this second, this third goal. Maybe use those demos, clear out those goaltenders, try to set something up. Oh, the Saints are going to set up something beautiful. Spooch just not going to be able to find the mark on that one.
Barely just going to find the post on that one, denying the Saints the tying goal, and now turns right back into the Saints zone. Immediately challenged by Jonathan to put this right back into the Saints corner. Going to force Quint to come on out, try to make a pass, but Falliard is right there. We have 2 demos on the field as well. If the Saints could break out offensively, that'd be amazing, but they're kind of stuck in their own zone to the point where they're even accidentally kind of battling each other inside the crease. But I mean, there's only so much room on the field, and that crease is definitely contested territory.
Yeah, not a very large area is that crease. The Saints luckily able to get untangled from their own feet there. Jonathan trying to solo this one into that Saints net. No teammates really there for the pass, so trying to get something on net there, at least keep this ball cycled into this orange zone. Bullseye not having a lot of boost. He's going to try to ride this one out. Beautiful pass down off that crossbar. Akron threatening from every single angle above this Saints net. They have to find some way to break through this pressure, get that ball going back the other way.
Wow.
And that'll be the way, but a clutch bump. Christian does get the demo, but Akron throwing their body out there on the line to protect that one from possibly ending up in the net. It looked like very good 2-on-0 possible chance, but still a 1-0 lead for the Zips. We have 120 seconds left.
Yeah, that absolutely should have been a breakaway, and it's going to turn into yet another goal here for the Zips. It's going to be Falliard once again, putting the nail in the coffin possibly into this game. Let's see if I can reverse commentator's curse this here for our squad, because just able to find their opening and get themselves their second goal of the game.
A lot of time to play with, but time definitely not going to be your friend, especially if Akron keeps putting goals on the cards here. Saints are going to have to try to find one relatively quickly. Akron not going to be an easy team to break through defensively. They're very, very solid. They're very diligent, very disciplined on that back end. Oh, what a bump and go. They're not going to find the net, though. Christian, luckily, staying home and staying strong. Spoots up this left wall now, trying to wait for something to develop here. He's going to try to take it himself. He's going to lose out on that challenge, though. Christian waiting in the wing, sending that one over to the middle. But that's going to be a very vacant orange net. Spoots just going to get back to save this game, essentially, from being over completely. Akron still trying to threaten in this orange end, though. They're getting a lot of cracks at the net and wasting a whole lot of clock. St. Clair just can't really seem to get out of their own way right now.
You can tell, I don't know if it was just about something they learned from the past series or even during their losers finals, but you can see the aggression actually starting to come out here from Akron. In the past, this would be the team that would send the ball up high and just shark below. Oh. And just like that, that's exactly what I'm saying. Jonathan is going to find goal number 3 here for the Akron Zips because they're actually interfering with defense.
Beautiful job, Falliard there. Getting a 2-man bump, getting the demo, waiting for Spoots to come back, parking his car and stopping on a dime. Now we have all ones left on that clock. 3-0 lead, going to be pretty hard to overcome in this game. Saints are going to try to even up this series, though. You don't want Akron to take that 2-0 lead. Put yourselves in reverse sweep territory, especially with that reset potentially on the horizon. But we have a lot of game to play, and Spoods is going to agree. They're going to find one back nice and quick, exactly what they needed. They now have at least a shred of hope to get back in this one.
Yeah, Bullseye gets demoed here right in the net. Should not even. Spoods just going to put it in himself. Beautifully done there after the pass from Christian. So that is one. Still got 2 to go. Minute is still plenty of time to make that happen. Because I know the Saints do not want to already be in position to possibly be bracket reset immediately. So I'll have to see going forward here. It does go into the Saints zone off the start. Spoods, though, looking to clear. Is there anyone back here? Sure enough, yeah, Jonathan is here. Another pop fly into the zone. Just kind of gets stuck neutrally. And if anything, Saints are on defense again. Yeah,
and that clock is still ticking away rapidly for the Saints. They're going to have to try to find another goal probably in the next 10-15 sequence here if you want to give yourself a legitimate chance to cycle in some offense and not just have to throw up a Hail Mary. But Akron so sound defensively so far. Quint can maybe get the angle. Falliard, beautiful read on that ball, saving that second goal from going in. Go back the other way. The Saints are going to knock this one up into the sky, but there's not a whole lot of time left. Akron knows it. They're trying to stall this ball out on their noses. Jonathan going to take to the skies. Not going to be looking for that goal as much as just trying to kill off this clock.
Exactly.
With that reset, just waste a lot of time. Cut the boost. 5 seconds to go. All likelihood, Akron is going to take a 2-0 lead, and they're going to be on the verge of the old bracket reset against the Saints.
Yeah, ball going to drop right on the doorstep there of the Akron goal, but it does not matter. So this puts Saints down into a reverse sweep territory here for at least bracket 1. And I have to say, one thing that seems to be happening here, Falliard on the side of Akron is actually stepping up huge in this game. In the last series, was basically a non-factor except defensively, which is, again, is fantastic in its own right. But you don't get any goals by defending your own, really.
Yeah.
So him stepping up, finding these goals as well as the consistent defense, it feels like it's more than just Jonathan, find the shots, please. We need this. No, it's more of a team effort, and it's more threats to deal with, and the Saints are having a much harder time with this.
Yeah, Akron's offense has definitely made some kind of read from that last series, maybe even from Game 1. Game 1 was a nail-biter as well. They couldn't find hardly any goals besides those last-second ones against the Saints.
Right.
But now, like you said, Jonathan was that point guard. He was really the one to kind of set everything up. He was that linchpin trying to get the side of Akron going, but now all the members are getting a lot more aggressive. They're seeking out those demos, trying to clear out that crease. Bullseye, a little tail spin there is going to hit that pinch, but the Saints should be able to gather possession here. Jonathan going to challenge once again. He's going to end up with the ball. Dangerous pass over the middle. The Saints lucky to kind of get away with that one. Falliard now going to be the one to regain possession here in this corner. 50 out there by, I believe it was Quint, trying to keep this ball alive in that blue zone. Christian and Scoots on that back line. Demo going to go through, though. That ball's in a very, very bad spot. Luckily, still not in the back of that Saints net. Great little shot there. Looks like that one might be saved, though. Yeah, going to be denied. Oh, that ball just going to be over Quint's card. Not able to find that second touch. Christian, luckily back on the defensive end. Hold things afloat.
We're loose in the crease. Extremely dangerous. We see Bullseye just sending it right to the crease. Whether it's a player or the ball, I don't think he really would have cared at that point. Just wants to hit something. Christian, one-on-one. Can he find it? No, Bullseye. Big defense here, making the save onto Christian. Not biting too early, just waiting for the first move to initially be made and making the save.
Yeah, Saints still trying to threaten. They're getting a couple of these passing plays going now, trying to get these set plays, these drawn-up play Spoods. They go into the air. They're not going to be the first one there. Christian is going to find the touch. Try to pinch this one out. Is going to lose out on that 50 to Bullseye. Quint, next man to the ball. Going to send that one at least toward that Akron net. Just above the crossbar. That's a dangerous, dangerous shot. Second chance coming through as well. The Saints are going to have to rotate back on defense. Now Akron trying to get that give-and-go passing play going. They're going to set up for Falliard. Try to hit the pump fake there on one of the Saints. It's going to work for the time being. Going to be an air contest, so I believe it's going to be Quint there. Kick that one away. He's going to be the one to follow up now. Akron firing this ball any which way they can to the net, praying they can just crash that glass, find those rebounds, and then hopefully bury one of those goals. A second very, very close chance, and then a third. And sure enough, Bullseye going to be the first one. He's going to hit the mark, and will be 1-0 Zips.
Absolutely, just finds opportunity. After a bit of an awkward defense, it looks like one of our Saints, that Christian went up to stop it, but could not quite find contact with it. Which meant that ball was just kind of teed up there for Bullseye to just pick whichever corner he wanted.
Yeah, Bullseye, X marks the spot. Going to land that one perfectly. Now, lots of time left for the Saints. However, last time they were in this scenario, A, they got bracket reset, and B, they gave up a second goal rather quickly. Quint doing his best to keep this one in striking distance. Akron, a lot of time to hold on to this lead. Second and third touch trying to come through. Saints are doing a good job cycling. Oh, and Bullseye digging that one off the goal line with the last second there. Now he's going to take to the skies, try to get something going on the other end. Now Quinn is going to be the one to the ball. Is going to get taken away by Jonathan, though. Spoon playing on that back end now. Going to try to get the dodge. Going to set that ball up. Get the bump on Fallier. Try to get Christian some space here to operate. Christian going to go for the little fake out there. No Saints able to follow. This one's going to go right back into that orange zone. Again, a lot of time to play with, but the Saints have spent a lot of time in this orange zone this series, and that's not going to end up spelling good for them in the end.
Okay, if Falliard was the one stepping up in game number 2, it is all about Bullseye here in game number 3, whether it be offensively or defensively. Just finding these plays. Jonathan looking to put his name up there as well. Looks for a little bit of a juke maneuver, not quite going to find it, however, this time by. Now up to Spoons, up in the skies, no one in the air to contest him, and there is a little bit of goaltender interference. We did see, I believe it was Clint down there trying to push somebody aside, but could not find it. Clint and Christian, one of them were doing it, but could not knock the defense away for the time being. And now we see they're trying to set up something offensively. They've made it into the corners, but they don't really have the boost to kind of get the plays they want. A little bit of a pop fly through the crease is not going to end up getting to a Saint until the middle line. So they're trying, but they just could not quite get it past Fallier this time and cannot get too close to the net.
Yeah, they've been lighting up this Akron net. They just can't find the one to break through. Spoons once again, another shot going to go on target there. Jonathan going to get credited with that save. Quint got some boost to play with, going to hit that little nasty flick, but not going to find the net. Another shot tallied up, another save tallied up for the Zips. Now they're going to try to keep this pressure onto the Saints. 1 minute to play. They can smell that bracket reset coming in the near future, but they have a little bit of time left to kill on this clock. St. Clair only needing that one goal to get back in this game, but the offense has been a little bit of a struggle, at least as far as finding the net is concerned. They've had lots of chances, but Akron has answered the bell every single time defensively. Now, Saints are on a little bit of, almost on death's door here. They're going to have to find this one sooner than later. Spoods trying to get something going. Second touch. Nobody there to field that pass, though.
And all three of them were up there. Spoods was clearing the way. Can they find a way to get this ball into the net? Christian nearly going to be able to put that towards the post, but could not quite get it through. It's flying through the crease over and over again. 3 Saints pushing, trying to find this goal. Cannot quite get it done. 15 seconds left to go here. Zips just need to kill this a little bit longer. The Spoods and the rest of the Saints, they need something right here, right now. Otherwise, this is going to be the reset. But Saints don't have control. Bullseye is just going to send this downfield with all the Saints at the back. That is going to confirm it, as Akron Zips are going to force the bracket reset.
Yeah, deja vu for St. Clair. They are right back in that same position 2 weeks ago. It's different roster, same results so far. The Zips taking a 3-0 series, a very, very clean series. I don't believe the Saints, maybe they only scored 1 goal the entire series. We had game 1 overtime, like a 2.5-minute overtime, and then Akron got kind of better as the series went on, ultimately stealing away that series. And now, of course, why not on CCA Sunday? We're going to have that good old bracket reset.
No, absolutely. And I'm peeking at the scoreboard just as a moment here. That's going to be 10 shots compared to 5. But wow. Zips had the 5.
Yeah.
So once again, it's not that the offense isn't there from the Saints, just the quality of shots aren't quite there. And something is just not quite clicking at this moment here. So yeah, we're going to have to reset this. So for those who aren't quite aware of the bracket reset situation, because to be fair, we don't see it a whole heck of a lot during collegiate, but basically it's as if we're playing another set. So it's 3-0 right now. Cleanse that. This is another 0-0 match, and whoever wins takes the tournament victory.
Yeah, and we saw the Zips had 9 saves on the 10 Saints shots, so pretty much flawlessly in that back. And then, now this one is officially for all the marbles. This is for first place, maximum CRL points. Arguably the 2 most consistent teams so far in these 3 CCA Opens meeting in this final bracket. Now, best of 5 to decide who will take first place through this weekend. The Saints not wanting to go through that same heartbreak from 2 weeks ago, but Akron looking to stamp history exactly the same way, and they've done a damn good job of it so far.
Yeah, that happening to you once for the time. If it were to happen again,
to the same team,
I could only imagine. But at the same time, we do know the Zips are a very, very good squad. So it's not that like the Saints are playing well. You just hate to see that it does end up happening twice in a row here. But unless a clean slate, game number 1 of the bracket reset for all the marbles, like you said. And see if Bullseye and Falliard on the side of Akron, will they make as much of an impact as they did in that last series, or can the Saints step it up?
Jonathan, be the one to take possession here, try to get this one going. Going to be taken away by Christian, though. Not sure if he's going to be able to make a play off here. Going to kick that ball up into the sky. Falliard going to shut that one down. Spoods, a weird off angle. Going to put that one on target as well. Going to be denied in that bottom right corner. Now he's going to have to retreat. Blue members in tow, in chase here. If you over that Saints net, Spood's going to be the one to take that one over. Quint waiting underneath potentially for that pass. Valiant's going to be the first one there to steal that one away, though. Christian now playing on this backside. Akron just aggressing so often on these plays, not letting the Saints even make that first or second outlet pass. They're trying to shut it down where it stands. And they've done a pretty flawless job of it so far. Saints trying to get any goal they can. They don't care how that ball ends up in the net. They just want it to end up over that goal line at some point. Akron, though, doing their damnedest to keep things the way they were the last series.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter if it's a beautiful goal or if it's a little bit scrappy, just crawls across the line or something. You just want something to kind of shake that momentum. That has been going in Akron Zip's favor so far in this series. Quint is going to find a shot, just going to go a little bit wide, however. But going to get sent immediately right back down the field. And compared to the first series, not the one from the grand finals, but from winners finals, the Saints were doing a strong job at playing the counterattack kind of play style. However, in this series, it seems like they're the ones attacking, not necessarily getting countered per se, but they aren't exactly in position to get some of these rebounds after the fact.
Yeah, they've had a great job finding these initial chances, but yeah, the rebounds, the second chance points have not come as easily as they came last time. Again, not for lack of trying. The Saints put up double-digit shots in almost every single game that first grand final reset match, but not able to find the net. Akron, beautiful one-timer. Spood's going to close the door at the very last second. Now Bullseye trying to take to the sky here, going to find a little bit of space, but Quint's going to take that away as quick as he earned it. Now they're going to send this ball up that right wall. Spood's heading over to that middle area, waiting for that pass. Second touch is going to go through, going to be saved away by Jonathan. Akron still racking up these save totals. Christian going to at least keep this one painted on the blue side for the time being. Quint going to try to find this touch now. Second member maybe can get there. Spoods not going to get that one on target. They get deflected away by Jonathan, and now Balliard go on that counterattack. Great job to win out that 50. Both these teams, you can tell, having such a hard time figuring out each other's defenses.
Yeah, the Saints are finding shots. The Zips are getting themselves more and more saves on the board, but I don't feel like they would be sweating at all. Like, these do feel like very traditional, like muscle memory, like nothing too insane in terms of stopping these defensive shots. They're feeling comfortable, and that is dangerous, to say the least, here for the Saints, as Spoods is now finally going to beat that thorn in the side of Balliard, but it leaves the door open. Huge save, though. Christian just getting a nose on it.
Yeah, I'll be honest, that one looked dead and gone. Looked like a goal for Akron. Christian, though, clutching up, getting that save. Now Spoods going to get the demo onto Jonathan, so even though they get that ball into their end, they're going to get at least a second or two, but Akron immediately going to take away that time. Oh, this ball's in a real bad spot for the Saints. Second, third touch come through. Ball still not in yet. Finally going to be dropped in by Bullseye. 4 or 5 chances at the net. Akron, they were bound to hit home eventually. Double commit from Quinton Spoods. All three members couldn't really get the lineup they wanted, and Bullseye, fantastic touch off the top of that car. And now Akron going to have this lead with a buck 13 left.
It wasn't pretty, but it was scrappy, and they just kept digging. So that's going to be Akron, once again, taking the lead here into this series. Spoods off the face-off is going to try and fight with Jonathan, but Jonathan beats both of the Saints here. This is a 2-on-1 opportunity for them, but it does just kind of get driven off into the corner. And now we have a possible drag race. Can they get there in time? Jonathan, again, is just going to barely outrace that ball in what could have been a tying goal.
Yeah, we saw a whole lot of Saints triple committing there, too, on that offensive half. You can tell they're really trying to search for that goal, maybe getting a little bit desperate now, especially knowing the circumstances, having just lost 3 in a row. Akron now could be in that commanding position. Oh, that pinch. Beautiful, but Quint not going to be able to find the net. Akron's defense has been absolutely flawless. They're going to find the demo onto Christian, try to buy some time for themselves. Spoods going to go to the air with this one. Bullseye, great job to play that one off that car, though. Quint trying to get that second touch now over the middle. Akron, though, going to read that one well and read it right. And Bullseye going to be taking over once again, trying to get the fake out there. Spoods maybe trying to go for the clear out. Maybe miscommunication there from the teammates, but 13 seconds to play. Akron looking like they might walk away with this one. Saints, though, maybe got 1 or 2 more chances here, but they're going to have to make it and make it quick, and now it's looking pretty dire.
Yeah, the counting seconds going down, and that is going to be the nail in the coffin here. Second goal of the game here for Bullseye, at least the 4th in this series as a whole. Or I guess technically it's a new series, but you know what I mean. Yeah. But Bullseye, off the pass from Jonathan, going to put the dagger in the heart of the Saints fans for game number 1. But of course, with this being a new series, still a clean slate for the most part, and still fight back. And sure enough, there it is. Buzzer does go down, and Saints are going to go down 0-1.
Yep. The only worry now is having dropped now 4 games in a row, the offense definitely struggling. I think they've only found 1 goal in the last 4 games. So the offense, finding goals has been a definite struggle for them. They've found lots of shots on net, but They can't seem to find the back of that net. Once again, they're going to put up 7 shots. Akron is going to answer with 11 that game. But 7 shots, you're expecting to maybe find 1 or 2 goals out of that one. But Akron locking it down. Look at Jonathan, 5 saves. This guy is a defensive stalwart so far, keeping Akron alive and keeping them thriving now up 1-0.
Yeah, and then the difference, at least from what I'm seeing too, is that Saints are having a harder time even breaking out in the first place. Yeah. This is probably the first game all series where it felt like Akron truly had the control. Like they may have been in the past ones like finding less shots, but been just able to convert constantly. This time the Saints couldn't even get out of their own zone, and the interfering with defense has just not been there. But who cares? Christian is going to find goal number 1 here of this game after the pass from Quint from the skies is just going to get the sharp angle. Actually, that was a really good one, put it dead center. Yeah, a little rugby scrum in front of the net. Exactly what the doctor ordered. The Saints, they know they've got to be feeling good about that one. They had gone scoreless for, I believe, 2.5 games or something along those lines now to finally see one go in. Although it is very early, you do not care. You're happy to see that 1-0 lead. And now you can maybe start to put the pressure. Maybe you can take Akron to get out of your zone, because we see Akron, as you said, they're shutting down the Saints' outlets before they can even lead the zone. Now, you might have a little bit of a chance to get some breathing room. Maybe make Akron think twice. But although if we know Akron having a lead, I suspect they're going to play a pretty similar play style until it really, really breaks for them. And so far, it has worked out pretty well, so cannot fault the idea. Oh, absolutely. And we have Bullseye charging on in through the crease. Instantly going to be stumped by Quint for a moment. Valliard looking to push us back forward. Spoods not going to hit it this time by, but it is going to be Jonathan now finally taking the shot. Christian going to get the save, and this thing just goes all the way down into the Akron Zips zone. So a little bit of dump and chase possibly on the menu here for St. Clair if they can keep this one going. And again, similar to what I was talking about before, just needs to find a way to interfere with that defense on the side of Akron just a little bit more, or just cause such a mess in front of the net that it's just a scrappy goal and you can just find it. Because otherwise, if you're going head-to-head, you're it's a hard task to say the least. Yeah, it's going to be a lot tougher trying to get that head-to-head win those 1v1. Spoods playing with fire in front of this net, this ball. I'm not going to feel safe till this thing's across half the Saints. We've seen before too many times over. They've scarred us with these second, third, fourth chances, but they are going to buy some space. They're going to get a shot on net. They're going to find a demo too, so a great little sequence there, but not going to find that second goal. Quinn going head hunting on the pitch right now. 2 or 3 demos to his name already in this match. We're not even halfway through. The Saints starting to throw that weight around just a little bit, and I'd like to see it. Get Akron off of their spots, make them a little bit uncomfortable, make them think twice about where they want to take this ball. The Saints, they're gonna let that touch go through. Oh, Christian, beautiful job. I believe he knew that Spoods had the better angle. Decides not to touch that one with a 10-foot pole. Lets that one go exactly. Gonna try to get that clear out in Spoods. Second goal for the Saints, and a sight for sore eyes. They are looking much, much better now. Well, that was perfect passing play right at the top of the crease, and with there only being the 1 goal tender in the net, I know I was just talking about if it's a 1-on-1, like your chances are kind of low, but at that point, right at the top of the crease, you can just pick your corner. As long as you don't go straight into the center where the goaltender already is, then it's a little bit better off. So it's going to be Spoods able to beat it out this time by, and good on Christian, like you said. Just leave it for Spoods, who is right there in essentially the slap shot position. And the Saints are going for demos and bumps galore. I've seen so many. Oh, what a save by Bullseye to keep this game alive. 3-0 is a very tough lead to come back from. 2-0, though, a lot more manageable. Spoods doing a great job showing off the mechanics this entire day, trying to find these individual goals while setting up the Saints. At the same time, Akron, though, they're going to threaten nice and early. If you're St. Clair, at least make them kill another minute or so if you're going to get scored on. You want to make Akron sweat just a little bit more. Saints trying to go back, gain possession here over that midline. Second touch, trying to go through. Spoods is going to get credited with that shot on net. Now Jonathan trying to play that one out. Valliard going to be the one to read that one. The Saints are going to get demoed out in their zone here, but a great job by Christian to buy all the time they needed. He's going to put this one on net as well, it looks like. Maybe find that second touch, so he's going to burn off a little bit of clock, let the Saints get that respawn, and keep the pressure going, keep this ball cycle going. But Akron, we know sooner than later, they're going to put their foot on the gas and they're going to send it. The Saints have to be ready to absorb that wave. I was going to say, I don't know if it was 100% this situation. The last time I feel like Saints had a 2-0 lead, this ended up being a 2-2 overtime, which did not necessarily go into their favor. So see if they can hang on. There's still a lot of time on the clock here. Minute 30 as Jonathan's up to the top. Spoods has it with Bullseye, who's just been a defensive powerhouse in this series so far. And he's got it, looking for the slow play, flips it on over, but Quint is right there to make the save in the play. Good on him. And now one more shot is going to be on target. That is just such an awkward pinch to try and deal with. Beautiful shot from Jonathan.
Yeah, maybe potentially a little bit of a late read from Spoods, not expecting that shot to come through when it did. Jonathan, though, picking his spot beautifully. Yeah, Spoods just not going to be able to read that one in time. That was a tough one to read, though. That was a great spot pick. Akron, they do get their first goal. There is still 1:18 seconds left. As you said, the Saints, they've had a lead. They went to overtime before Akron. They're going to start to try to smell blood in the water and capitalize now with this momentum, but the Saints are going to be looking to get that one right back. Quint's going to get that early shot on net. They're going to try to keep this pressure, cycle this ball, but you have to remain disciplined on defense. That is the one way you can shoot yourself in the foot and let Akron right back into it.
Exactly it. If you're not disciplined, or if all of a sudden you lose the confidence, that could be troublesome. That was definitely a good opportunity there for Quint, but could not quite knock that thing down. Jonathan's going to bring it on through. Falliard is there. Shot on target is going to be pushed aside by Spoods for probably the 4th or 5th time here in this game, it feels like. Quint's going to carry this one up, but it's going to be stopped. The Saints are split, but a good retreat coming out here from the Saints defense to stop this. But they're running out of time. They're getting demoed, but they're at least able to keep this out of the crease.
Yeah, Akron is making this an absolute dogfight right now. The Saints are in it to win it, though. They are trying to hang tight on that back end. They have 20 seconds to kill off this clock. Oh, a pass over to Falliard. Spoods maybe not wanting to put that one right there. Bullseye going to win that challenge out, keeping this ball in this orange zone. Akron trying to set something up, trying to find that goaltender interference, that second touch. Quint's going to be the one to play that one. Akron still trying to regather possession here. Quint going to get that full boost. 3 seconds. Jonathan trying to get something going. The Saints making a good read on this one. They're going to knot things up in this grand final. They're going to win their first one. Akron taking 4 in a row. The Saints now winning that one, evening things back at 1-1. And we have a best of 3 for grands on our hands.
Okay, that was anxiety inducing. My goodness, that was extremely close. And for whatever reason, it gets even that much more scary when I see the 6 seconds mark. I don't know what it is, but it was definitely nerve-wracking. Absolutely. And this, a much more even game, almost to the T.
Almost
here.
2 even.
Yeah.
Wow.
And even though it felt like the Zips had like more threatening opportunities, it's like the role was reversed this time.
Yep.
The Saints were able to capitalize on those fantastic shots. Meanwhile, Zips, even though they were flying all around the crease, it just could not quite get in.
Yep. Yeah, hopefully it's hit the lobby. I think the lobby, a little bit of a glitch there, but should be all good in a couple seconds.
Okay.
The Rocket League's usually good to us. That's the one beautiful thing, but we have a 1-1 series on our hands. A lot of history between these two teams, slowly building up, slowly forming into some kind of rivalry. As we said, Akron did get that bracket reset a couple weeks ago. The Saints now firing back. Saints dropping their first game all day today, and I believe since yesterday as well, to the Zips now. So the Zips definitely have a formula. They think they can work against the Saints, but both these teams still have potentially 2 more games or 3 more games to execute.
The one thing that's really weird is I think you're right about they have the formula, but the same formula works versus both teams.
Yep.
And it's really, really weird. And I feel like these teams, like, they're dumb. They know that this is in fact the case, but by defending for one, sometimes it stops you from getting another. As we now see a big offensive opportunity. Jonathan and the rest of Akron, they all had a role in that one way or another, and they're going to take this lead early.
Yeah, Saints not really getting under swords there. Akron, though, setting up perfectly for that play. Looks like it'll be Quinter Spoods not able to find that save. A little bit too late there. Akron, just like the Saints did in Game 2, they're going to open things up early on in Game 3. 10 seconds in, they're going to find that first goal, and they're going to look to find more, especially having a lot of time to play around with now, too. Demo in the crease. They're going to try to work this one out, but the Saints are going to get possession. Spoods trying to weight room his way into that net. Ball still kicking around that crossbar. Falliard going to knock that one away, but the Saints come marching right back. Try to equalize this game, but they're going to have to play this defense soundly as well.
Absolutely. Falliard is going to pick up this pass right to Bullseye. Big shot, but Christian already in position to make that save. Shuts that down. Counterattack here for Christian now. Nearly going to put that towards the net, but going to be stopped once again. Slow ball through the crease, but with no Saints pressuring. I do actually respect the move there from Akron. Just not hit the gas right away. Take a second. You're the one in the driver's seat. You don't technically have to score right now. Make it so that the Saints have to make their move first, because it seems like a lot of these goals have just been finding the Saints out of position and just punishing it heavily.
Yeah. A lot of these goals exactly have been somebody either just too late, a weird off-angle shot, or exactly punishing when they can't seem to quite get that positioning right. But Akron, once again, trying to bury it deep into this orange zone, trying to set up these multitude of chances. Christian going to be the one to read that one toward that center line. Going to be Spooks, second man there. Taking to the air, trying to find something. Going to be taken away there by Jonathan. The Saints, ball hanging out in that neutral zone. Akron trying to get a passing play going back the other way. Christian and Twin trying to find something on this left wall. Christian going to fake out 1 or 2 members there. Oh, that's looking mighty fine, but not going to find the net. Double commit from Akron is going to pay dividends, though. Spoods trying to keep this thing in here for the time being. Akron doesn't have a whole lot of boost to play with, but they have the positioning. They're going to send that ball back for the Saints end to buy themselves some breathing room. They're going to get a quick little reset here, but they're going to try to score one back the other way immediately.
And they try to go for the reset, but if anything, it actually gave a mini breakout to the Akron Zips to give themselves a couple more shots on target, or at least threatening it. Bullseye in the corner, just constantly elbows out, you know, just constantly playing the aggressive game and physical game towards the Saints. And once again, shot nearly on target, going to be pushed aside. Bullseye up in the skies again, looking for the second touch. It doesn't matter if he gets stopped once, he's just going to keep on flipping his way forward, boost or no boost, and just keep being that thorn in the side of the Saints. Finally, though, Saints get to breathe as the ball goes into the Akron zone.
I'm not sure how long they're going to get to breathe with this Akron pressure, though. Bullseye already trying to force the action. Jonathan going to demo out Christian. Luckily, those Spoods going to waste some time in the air, wait for that teammate to get back up. Ball up that midline. Jonathan going to win out that 50 ball. Right on target there, Christian. Knocking that one away over back to this blue side Akron, though. And this game back and forth for these teams. The majority of this game, we saw that first goal coming at the 9-second mark of this game. We have seen 3 minutes, basically, of unanswered Rocket League since then. The Saints trying to find some sort of hints there, maybe just a little bit of miscommunication. Bullseye of that 50, but he'll still get possession for his teammate Balliard. Now he's got some space, trying to hit the reset, trying to dive that one into the net, not going to find it. Now Jonathan, second attempt and third. Saints not going to read that one properly, kind of maybe playing that waiting game, but Jonathan not going to wait for anyone. He's going to find that goal and open things up for Akron now with under 2 to play.
Somewhere down the line, the Saints just got gassed and had no boost for the longest time. So if all of a sudden it was the Zips maybe taking a little bit more boost on the side of Saints, that could have just turned that into a goal. We never think of all these boost collections as like a serious strategic part of it, but it is definitely a part of it in the long run. Just not the flashiest part of Rocket League, but it gets the job done.
Akron, when they're living in that orange zone, just going to boost arm as often as they can. Keep the Saints from either being able to outlet, take to the skies with that boost, keep getting these demos to reset that boost as well. Bullseye throwing his weight around a lot more in this game. For Akron as a whole, throwing a lot more weight around against these Saints. Going to be Spoods taking that one off that goal line, trying to peel it off this left wall. Now Bullseye chasing right behind him, those Spoods. Trying to take to the skies. Balliard going to find that demo over onto Quentin. The Saints feel like they're playing down a man the entire game. That is part of the Akron game plan. Bullseye finding the demo. They're going to look to find that goal, and they will find it. The angle not able to be cut. Balliard's going to find the goal there. The Saints are going to be looking in a world of hurt now. Hopefully this party should be fine. Yeah, the party is all good. Akron, though, they're feeling good too. The Saints not feeling too hot in this game 3.
Oh, absolutely. As we can see here on the scoreboard, shots are just non-existent almost for the Saints. Only the 2 there coming up from Christian like earlier in the game during the first couple of minutes. There's been Bullseye, and the rest of this Akron squad has just been able to put the Saints in such awkward positions over and over again, whether it's out of position or lack of boost, whatever it may be. Everything in the strategy book is just clicking right now for Akron, putting themselves in a fantastic position to have the match point if they can hang on for just a couple more seconds.
Yeah, more than likely they are going to be sitting at match point 3-0 in 40 seconds. Not impossible, but certainly unheard of, especially in these competitive spaces where we have 2 teams that have played each other so many times. They understand what is on the table for both of these sides. They're ready for anything. Now, down to the 30-second mark, the Saints trying to find some demos, trying to find anything they can to build off into this next game. As it stands now, the Zips are going to look to take this one 3-0 unless something crazy happens. But more importantly, they're going to be on match point, and the Saints are going to have their work cut out for them. They're going to be 1 game off getting reset by this Akron squad. You know they don't want to leave with their heads held low. Luckily, second place would still be amazing for these points, but first place sounds a whole lot sweeter, and they're going to have the chance to stop it now. And here we are, 1 second left. Saints maybe can find one. Christian going to find one, but that being said, we are still going to be on match point. Saints, luckily they do get a goal though at least.
Yeah, that at least breaks that morale that you're, or the lack of morale that you're probably feeling after having so many of these games just not quite go your way. Some of these bounces and positions, like I was talking about earlier, right? It definitely hurts right now. Yeah. You're 1-2, and you absolutely need to turn it around right here, right now. Otherwise, that is going to be maximum amount of points going on over towards Akron, and then Saints getting second, which, to be honest, the big picture of the combined CCA
still
opens,
great.
That is this day, no matter what, is still a W.
Yes.
Because you're going to get a ton of points to go towards getting into that CRL wildcard spot.
Yeah.
However, for the sake of pride and for the sake of sanity and for the sake of finding the tournament win, there is still a little bit of pain there. Yep. But of course, not quite done just yet. Still the possibility of 2 more games. Turn this around. Yep. So we get ready to hop into the field in just a moment for game number 4. Now or never, Saints. What you got? Yeah, and even though, as you said, even if it's only the top 4 that end up qualifying for CRL last chance, if you take second place, let's say 3 times, I find it hard to believe you're not going to find some way to sneak in that back door one way or the other. But first place makes things a whole lot easier. Gives you a little bit more wiggle room if something does go wrong. Knock on wood next week. Exactly what the Saints needed. That's how they opened up game 2 to even up the series. That's how they're going to open up game 4. Hopefully a good omen of things to come. Spood's going to split the D on that one. Oh, Akron going to want that one back. But the Saints have had a couple go their way that same way, so they're going to be more than happy to chuck that one up. A very uncharacteristic opportunity there for the Saints, as Akron, they all dove for it, they all missed it, and they managed to get the goal. So fantastic opportunity here for St. Clair to be able to start here from the driver's seat, basically, and hold control. But can they hold possession of this ball to kill off the clock? I don't like playing the kill off clock game already, considering there's still at the very beginning of the game. And we've seen how many times one goal just gets immediately deleted, whether it be regular season or playoffs. But still, morale-wise, momentum-wise, it's the Saints' best chance. Yeah, maybe that Christian goal at the end of Game 3 gave him a little spark, a little bit of joy in that light there. Now they're going to open up this Game 4 in a very strong fashion. Although Akron, we know how they play. They're not going to go quietly into that good night. They're going to get a chance here. Jonathan going to get shut down by Quint before it can get 2 dangerous bullseye, though. Doing work in these Saints corners this last series, trying to keep this ball in. Sending it back over to Fowler, going to gain possession, going to lose his life over to Quint. They're going to find that demo. Now they're going to try to get some space here. Jonathan, great job to collapse on that corner, though. Second touch is going to be found by the Zips, but the Saints will clear this one back out. Not going to quite find the mark. That one looked pretty good for a second, but not going to hit the mark. Going to be a little bit wide. Saints, though, I love the amount of pressure, at least sending the ball back for that Akron net consistently. All right, Spooge is back at home. He's headhunting in the opposing goaltender zone. And I know personally that's exactly what I want to see, because you can kind of feel Saints getting comfortable again. Spooge with the shot. Jonathan going to make the stop here. So this is where I'm curious, how disciplined is this University of Akron squad? Because if we start seeing some of these triple commits in terms of everybody being past the halfway point, like slow rotations defensively for push for more offense, are they cracking or are they still okay right now? Always a fine line. Oh, and the difference is minuscule. Spoods, when it looked dead and gone, gonna keep this game a 1-0 lead for the Saints. That is a save that you have to have. Bullseye, gonna get that demo out there. Akron playing angry this series. Both teams starting to get a little more feisty as these games roll on, as the stakes get higher and higher. St. Clair still clinging to this 1-goal lead. Akron, though, doing everything in their power to get this one back, but they're doing a great job playing this possession game. Oh, what a shot! Gonna skirt by the defender. Beautiful. Jonathan taking it all himself. Absolutely superb individual effort. Gonna win out that 50 from Spoods. Jonathan, perfect job to feed it between 2 Saints defenders, like kicking a field goal. As soon as Christian made the jump, that is exactly when Jonathan committed to the shot and was able to tuck it in right on the right-hand side. And now here we are exactly at the halfway point with a tied game once again, with the tournament win on the line, of course. Akron Zips feeling a little bit better after maybe that early goal given up, but right back off to the offense we see, and we have 2 Saints in net. They're just ready to try and deal with some extra demos, some extra shots, because we know that Akron, as soon as they get comfortable, they shoot off shots like a machine gun. Yeah, they're one of those teams, give an inch, they will take a mile. The St. Clair Saints have found that out the hard way the last couple times they've played, even in CRL last year. I'm sure they had a couple dust-ups as well, but we're now in Game 4, under 2 minutes to play. Both of these teams fighting to try to find the edge. St. Clair, as you said, trying to keep this series alive, force the Game 5, the quote-unquote kings of Game 5 from all last year, trying to get back to that spot they feel most comfortable, but Akron trying to put a stop to that one, rather. Quint waiting in the wings here. Akron trying to make some play over that Saints net. They're going to try to keep this possession game going. Clock not going to matter for either side at this point. They're just trying to find this goal, trying to see what mistakes they can possibly capitalize on. Akron always threatening, though, in this end. Yeah, Saints going to look to try and break out now, trying to get this go-ahead goal, but instantly up to Jonathan. And even though the tied game scenario, it's still not seeing Jonathan panic as this moment. Although I'd be panicking a little bit if my ball was crawling through the crease like that. That was very, very scary. Very close opportunity here for the Saints to put this one through. Christian looking for Quint, who is down there, does get interfered with, so the shot does not go the angle he was looking for. Spoods now looking to push it on through, but immediately they try to go for these clears, and then all of a sudden, here comes Bullseye.
Yeah, Akron trying to set this one up. Oh, spiking down on that goal line. Akron trying to find that second shot, going to be saved.
Oh my!
Third shot going to be saved. The Saints are not going away. They want to go to Game 5. They are keeping things alive in this game for Akron. They almost had it. They almost had it 3 times. It gets shut down, though. We still have 35 seconds to play. The Saints are not out of the woods just yet. Christian going to have to try to buy them some time, get them to breathe just a little bit. Going to get some help from Quint there, maybe, or Spoods, rather. Both of these Saints trying to lock in this defensive end now. You can see Akron trying to clear out these goaltenders. They do just that. Spoods gets demoed. 23 seconds. Potential heartbreak for the Saints on the horizon here. But Akron just making the right play at the right time and getting that goal.
I mean, right after Spoods made 2 miraculous saves, stop those one-timers and keep the Saints in this game. Eventually, Akron's like, oh yeah, that's another part of the game plan. Demo, goal, 20 seconds left. They just got to hang on for dear life, and they're your champions for today.
Yeah, the Saints have to make something happen sooner rather than later. Bullseye, though, not going to want that to happen. He's going to get a little bit errant past there. Spoods trying to make something happen. The point guard of the team not going to be able to find anything quite yet. Quint trying to get this little back foot going. They've got to make it happen. A little bit of boost. 2 seconds left. Bullseye trying to pinch this one down. Christian trying to keep the game alive. He will not be able to. And for the second consecutive time they play in Grands, Akron is going to reset the Saints, take this series a total of, I believe it was, it'd be 7 games to 2. I'm not mistaken, or 7 games to 3 total, but nonetheless, they are the champions of CCA East Open number 3. They win yet another one. The Saints, unfortunately, falling yet again to that silver medal.
Yeah, so a mixture of highs and lows for this event, of course, like we were talking about a little bit earlier. The win here for the Saints, of course, getting the second most amount of points that you possibly could to go towards your CCA Open run, which, of course, can then lead you into a wild card playoff slot for the CRL. So in that regard, huge win. We were already in the top 4 already. Yep. Getting second here today shoots us way up there, and we're probably sitting pretty good. And I don't want to guarantee nothing, but we're probably sitting pretty good in terms of getting a wild card spot.
Yeah.
However, to have Akron get the reset on us again, that's going to sting a little bit, to say the least.
A little tough. Hopefully, then maybe the Saints, they have one more CCA Open next week, though. So there was always that chance for that one more salty run back. They have that other chance to come back, try to maybe topple Akron for the 3rd time, depending how the brackets are going to shape up. But as you said, 3 top 8 finishes, 2 being second right now. They're definitely one of the better sitting teams as far as these brackets have gone, because we saw Michigan Tech, GVSU wasn't in the top 8 last week. They come out of nowhere, knock off a bunch of top teams. There's a lot of teams almost playing spoiler in a sense, where they've had one really good week. Maybe they were shaky the other 2 weeks, but you're going to have to play consistently well these 4 weeks. So hopefully some other teams are going to play spoiler. Maybe Akron gets somehow knocked out early in the bracket next week. I would not count on that happening, but St. Clair, a couple things could break their way. Exactly. And if they keep playing as good as they have, they should be securing top 8 next week as well. Hopefully we're going to see them back in that grand final. But again, they have one more week to prove themselves, but they are still in a very, very good spot. We just, selfishly, we obviously want to win every game, and especially that second time to Akron, but we cannot knock that second place. It was still a great effort.
We got one revenge hit today versus GMU.
We got big pizza yesterday.
Yeah, we got big pizza in the power match yesterday. Yeah, we definitely love taking those W's back, but that being said, when it came down to the finals, Akron were able to take care of it in a very, very, I guess, not super convincing, but did feel like they were
convincing enough. Yeah,
convincing enough to get the job done. But of course, you got a week of extra play. They have NACE playoffs coming through this week as well, and then we're going to do what we can to try and get that final CCA Open also on broadcast. However, as I take a look, or not take a look, but I'm going to mention the schedule for next week, because we don't necessarily have games or logos locked down, because even we're still trying to figure it out, because there's tons of NACE playoffs happening. You can guarantee pretty much 7, 8 o'clock every single night this week there is going to be something. However, of course, playoffs, 1, we have to still be in there, which, let's be honest, we're still going to be in there. But 2, does NACE pick up the match for their own stream and that kind of things? Because, say for tomorrow, we do have League of Legends NACE top 4 of the playoffs versus Florida Southern University. That's going to be an exciting one. But then in terms of the exact team we're playing, Not 100% sure, but of course, be sure to follow us on Twitter to get all of the notifications to know who we're going up against, as well as follow us here on Twitch. Of course, you'll see exactly when we go live, because this is the super exciting time of the season. Yeah, this is the good part of the time for esports. We had Worlds, we have RLCS, a bunch of huge tournaments going on. We have our own playoffs, as we said. It'll probably be a different title almost every single week next week. More likely, yeah. Yeah, times and stuff obviously to be figured out, but a lot of our teams making deep playoff runs. We have a couple conference champions in-house already, so should be an excellent week. But that being said, shout out to Kay and Ryan holding things down in the broadcast. As usual, we thank everybody for tuning in with us. Go enjoy your Sunday. Thank you guys. Congrats to the team taking second, and that will be all we leave you guys with. Close here. Akron Zips looking to find themselves their second Open Championship here, or tournament win, rather, of the season. Yeah, and just seeing how we talked about how Michigan Tech went on a heater run, upset GVSU. We've seen a couple upsets. Obviously, any given Sunday does seem to be the mantra for these CCA weekends. Any team can win at any time. Luckily, as we said, the Saints, they will have the benefit of needing to lose 2 series in a row to drop it. But as we said, Akron, they have done that before, and they're going to be looking to do it once again. Definitely one of the stronger teams. Oh, there it is, baby. Quint to get the touch he wanted there, but the Saints still on this back half. Their bullseye trying to find something, trying to find that double touch, not going to go through. A couple attempts there from Akron. They are definitely pressing and trying to get that one back. The Saints defense holding serve so far, but obviously in dangerous territory. Jonathan, but a little bit slower today. The goals coming in more of that second half after the teams had that feeling out process. These teams already had 3 games to play each other. There was no more feeling out to be had. Akron, though, still threatening early and often, trying to find that second one unanswered. Quinton Spoods, both up this right wall, trying to link up there. Wow. Oh, but Spoods is going to do it all. In the St. Clair Saints zone, bullseye in the corner, does have a Saints defender right on his rear. Gonna have to try and pass this one off, and sure enough, Alliard was looking for that pass, but a good interference there on the side of the Saints is going to stop that initial shot, but by being still stuck here in the Saints zone, never say never. One bad bounce, and this could be a tie game. Yeah, Saints going to try to get possession here, and as neutral start to this overtime. Yes, Boots just going to steal out both those corner boosts, maybe try to get this ball cycled around, find a scoring chance. They're going to stop that ball in the middle area. It's going to be Spooch taking to the skies, trying to get that spike down in front of the net. He's going to find the first pinch with 3 Akron members, making sure that net is locked up and locked down. Spooch going to get the ball once again, going to give up chase. They're going to go back, get some boost. Make sure these rotations are on point. You do not want to lose this game on a failed rotation. If someone scores a great goal, you shake their hand and say go next, but you don't want to give up an easy one. And Akron, they're going to find it. Back, be able to get there. They will not. Going to be an aggressive play up from Spoods, charging it above that half line to get that play, but the Saints will get back on defense. Now Bullseye trying to find something, is going to lose out that challenge, and Akron now going to be back in their own end. Christian going to steal that corner boost away. Maybe St. Clair tries to get a couple of chances out of this one. Ball could be in front of the crease. Christian trying to find the angle here. 2 Saints not able to link up for anything though, and Akron now going to try to go back the other way. Great little flick, but going to be denied there. You can tell the Saints were trying, but they're not going to be able to do so this time by Falliard. Angle above this Saints net. They have to find some way to break through this pressure, get that ball going back the other way. Wow. And that'll be the way, but a clutch bump. Christian does get the demo, but Akron throwing their body out there on the line to protect that one from possibly ending up in the net. It looked like very good 2-on-0 possible chance, but still a 1-0 lead for the Zips. We have 120 seconds. Yeah, that absolutely should have been a breakaway, and it's going to... Boots just going to get back to save this game, essentially, from being over completely. Akron still trying to threaten in this orange end, though. They're getting a lot of cracks at the net and wasting a whole lot of clock. St. Clair just can't really seem to get out of their own way right now. You can tell, I don't know if it was just about something they learned from the past series or even during their losers finals, but you can see the aggression actually starting to come out here from Akron. In the past, this would be the team that would send the ball up high and just shark below, and just like 3-0 lead, going to be pretty hard to overcome in this game. Saints are going to try to even up this series, though. You don't want Akron to take that 2-0 lead, put yourselves in reverse sweep territory, especially with that reset potentially on the horizon. But we have a lot of game to play, and Spoods is going to agree. Dangerous shot. Second chance coming through as well. The Saints are going to have to rotate back on defense. Now Akron trying to get that give-and-go passing play going. They're going to set up for Falliard, try to hit the pump fake there on one of the Saints. It's going to work for the time being. Going to be an air contest, so I believe it's going to be Quint there. Kick that one away. He's going to be the one to follow up now. Akron firing this ball any which way they can to the net, praying they can just crash that glass, find those rebounds, and then hopefully bury one of those goals. A second very, very close chance, and then a third, and sure enough, dangerous to say the least here for the Saints, as Spoods is now finally going to beat that thorn in the side of Falliard, but it leaves the door open. Huge save though. Christian just getting a nose on it. Yeah, I'll be honest, that one looked dead and gone. Looked like a goal for Akron. Christian though clutching up, getting that save. Now Spoods gonna get the demo onto Jonathan, so even though they get that ball into their end, gonna
to get at least a second or two, but Akron immediately going to take away that time. Oh, this ball's in a real bad spot for the Saints. Second, third touch come through. Ball still not in yet. Finally going to be with this one. Bullseye, great job to play that one off that car, though. Trying to get that second touch now over the middle. Akron, though, going to read that one well and read it right. Bullseye will be taking over once again. Trying to get the fake out there. Spoods, maybe trying to go for the clear out. Maybe miscommunication there from the teammates, but 13 seconds to play. Akron looking like they might walk away with this one. Saints, though, got one or two more chances here, but they're going to have to make it and make it quick, and now it's looking pretty dire.
Yeah, the counting seconds going down, and that is going to be the nail in the coffin here. Second goal, finding less shots, but been just able to convert constantly. This time the Saints couldn't even get out of their own zone, and the interfering with defense has just not been there, but who cares?
We've seen before too many times over. They've scarred us with these second, third, fourth chances, but they are going to buy some space. They're going to get a shot on net. They're going to find a demo too, so a great little sequence there, but not going to find that second goal. Quinn going head hunting on the pitch right now. 2 or 3 demos to his name already in this match. We're not even halfway through. The Saints starting to throw that weight around just a little bit, and I'd like to see it. Get Akron off of their spots, make them a little bit uncomfortable, make them think twice about where they want to take this ball. The Saints, they're gonna let that touch go through. Oh, Christian.
Situation. The last time I feel like Saints had a 2-0 lead, this ended up being a 2-2 overtime, which did not necessarily go into their favor. So let's see if they can hang on. There's still a lot of time on the clock here. Minute 30 as the offense up to the top. Spoods has it with Bullseye, who's just been a defensive powerhouse in this series so far. And he's got it, looking for the slow play, flips it on over, but Quint is right there to make the save in the play. Good on. And now one more shot is going to be on target. That is just such an awesome, and it's really weird. And I feel like these teams, like, they know that this is in fact the case, but by defending for one, sometimes it stops you from getting another, as we now see a big offensive opportunity.
Christian knocking that one away over back to this blue side. Akron, though, and this game back and forth for these teams. The majority of this game, we saw that first goal coming at the 9-second mark of this game. We have seen 3 minutes basically of unanswered Rocket League since then. The Saints trying to find some sort of hints there, maybe just a little bit of miscommunication. Bullseye took that 50, but he'll still get possession for his teammate Vallier. Now he's got some space, trying to hit the reset, trying to dive that one into the net, not going to find it. Now Jonathan, second attempt and third. Saints not going to reach. Bullseye throwing his weight around a lot more in this game. Akron as a whole throwing a lot more weight around against these Saints. Going to be Spoods. And that one off that goal line, trying to peel it off this left wall. Now Bullseye chasing right behind him, those Spoods. Trying to think of the skies. Vallier going to find that demo over onto Quentin. The Saints feel like they're playing down a man the entire game. That is part of the Akron game plan. Bullseye finding the demo. They're going to look to find that goal, and they will find it. The lead. Second place would still be amazing for these points, but first place sounds a whole lot sweeter, and they're going to have the chance to stop it now. And here we are, 1 second left. Saints maybe can find one. Christian going to find one, but even if it's only the top 4 that end up qualifying for CRL last chance, if you take second place, let's say 3 times, I find it hard to believe you're not going to find some way to sneak in that back door one way or the other. But first place makes things a whole lot easier, gives you a little bit more wiggle room if something does go wrong. Knock on wood next week. Exactly what this. Always a fine line. Oh, and the difference is minuscule. Spoods. Oh, when it looked dead and gone. Gonna keep this game a 1-0 lead for the Saints. That is a save that you have to have. Bullseye gonna get that demo out there. Akron playing angry this series. Both teams starting to get a little more feisty as these games roll on, as the stakes get higher and higher. St. Clair still clinging to this 1-goal lead. Akron, though, doing everything in their power to get this one back, but they're doing a great job playing this possession game. Oh, what a shot! Gonna skirt this one up. Oh, spiking down on that goal line. Akron trying to find that second shot. Gonna be safe. Third shot gonna be safe. The Saints are not going away. They want to go to Game 5. They are keeping things alive in this game for Akron. They almost had it. They almost had it 3 times. It gets shut down, though. We still have 35 seconds to play. The Saints are not out of the woods just yet. Christian gonna have to try to buy them some time to get them to breathe just a little bit. Gonna get some help from Quint there, maybe, or Spoods rather. Both of these Saints trying to lock in this defensive end. Now you can see Akron trying to clear out these goaltenders.
Close here. Akron Zips looking to find them.